What it is, what it do, I'm A1, this is Destiny, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining how we were able to beat Oryx in the King's Fall hard mode raid. Now before I go over the method that we used, I do want to quickly point out a few things. The first one being that I would definitely recommend that you try to find a fire team with people who have at least a light level of 311. Now that doesn't mean that you won't be able to defeat Oryx in the hard mode raid with people on your fire team who have a light level of 308, 309, 310, but it definitely is easier if you have everybody who has a light level of 311. Another thing I wanted to point out is that this isn't the only method that you can use to defeat Oryx. I'm sure there's probably tons of different ways you can kill Oryx in the hard mode raid, but this is the one that we used and it definitely works. So with that being said, we did use the Titan bubble for certain situations, which I'll go over in a little bit. And the last thing I wanted to point out is that there were some minor changes made to the hard mode Oryx final boss fight, which I will also go over in a little bit. Now, other than the minor changes that were made, everything else in the Oryx hard mode fight is practically the same. As soon as you start the fight, you're going to have to kill some adds on the right and left side of Oryx. You're also going to have to take out the knights that are on the platforms that are next to Oryx as well. After you take out all of those adds, you're going to have the platform people run to their platforms, and just like in normal mode, you're going to have one person for each platform, and there's a total of 4 platforms. You're also going to have one floater and one relic holder, and just like with normal mode, you're going to have to jump on the platforms in a counterclockwise direction, starting with the platform that's directly to the left of the platform that has the relic above it. And you should also keep in mind that whoever is responsible for the platform that has the relic above it doesn't need to jump on their platform. Instead, what they're going to be doing is they're going to jump down towards the middle and help kill all of the ogres. So really, if you want to be technical about it, you're going to have one relic holder, 2 floaters, and 3 people on platforms. Just like with normal mode, as soon as you jump on the platform, there's going to be an ogre that's going to spawn directly next to that platform. And when it comes to killing ogres, I would definitely recommend that you use snipers that have a high impact. And you also want to make sure that you try to throw your grenade at least one of the ogres. It's very important that you try to take out the ogres as quickly as possible. Now, after everyone has jumped on their platforms in the correct order, the relic holder's obviously going to be jumping on the invisible platforms all the way around the map until he gets to the relic. And as soon as the relic holder picks up the relic, he needs to let everybody know that he has the relic. Because if people stay on the platforms too long, they'll most likely end up dying either from adds or the hive ship that's going to be flying through the middle of the map. So as soon as the relic holder picks up the relic, he needs to let everybody know. All the people on the platforms can go ahead and jump down. Alright, so if you're one of the platform people, and as soon as you kill the 2 ogres on your side, you need to go ahead and start looking for the knights. Now the knights are a new addition when it comes to Oryx hard mode. They're not in normal mode, but they are in hard mode. And if you don't kill the knights, they will detonate your bombs. And if they detonate your bombs, you're not going to be able to do as much damage to Oryx. Now after you've killed both ogres on your side, you want to go ahead and kill the knight that also spawns on your side, but that's going to be on the opposite side of you. So you'll take out the knight that spawns at the platform across from you, and the person who's on the platform across from you is going to try to take out the knight that spawns next to you. Now if you're not able to kill that knight as soon as you killed your ogre, it is possible to go ahead and jump down from the platform, run to the middle of the map, and try to kill him before he reaches your bomb. And the knight that's going to run to your bomb is the knight that's going to spawn on the opposite side of you. So let's say you're on the right side of the map and you already killed both ogres on your side of the map, then you should look at the platform that's across from you and try to kill the knight that spawns next to that platform, because that knight's going to run across and try to detonate your bomb. Now the relic holder should be getting a relic at around this same moment, and again the relic holder needs to let everybody know when he gets the relic so they can jump down from the platforms, because if they stay on the platforms for too long, they'll most likely end up dying either from adds or the hive ship. It's just really dangerous to stay on the platforms for too long. So as soon as the relic holder gets that relic, he needs to let everybody know. If you've already taken out that knight, by the time the relic holder gets the relic, then all you'll need to do is just run to the middle of the map, try not to die. But if you haven't taken out your knight yet, then you still want to run to the middle of the map, but try to take out your knight before he reaches your bomb. Now, like I just mentioned, there are a ton of adds and it's very easy to get killed by those ads during this part. So the method that we used to stay alive was to have one Titan pop a bubble with blessings of light in the middle of the map. So as soon as you jump down from your platform, all you have to do is run to the middle of the map and you can hide inside of the bubble. Again, if you haven't killed your knight at that point, then you may have to jump outside of the bubble and try to kill the knight before he reaches your bomb. Obviously, once the relic holder has the relic, he's going to jump down and go to the vessel of Oryx and use the relic on that knight. And as soon as he uses the relic on that knight, he's going to run back to the middle where everybody else is. And then everybody can jump down from the bubble, stand inside the aura that the relic holder is holding, and then everybody needs to try to take out the vessel of Oryx. As soon as you all take out the vessel, everybody needs to focus their attention on trying to do as much damage to Oryx as they can. Obviously, they're going to have to wait until he opens his chest. As soon as he opens his chest, you want to have everybody fire their weapons at Oryx's chest. Now, during this part, I would definitely recommend that you use the touch of malice, because it's not going to take away your health at all if you're inside the aura, and it definitely does a lot of damage. So I would definitely recommend that you use the touch of malice when you're trying to stagger Oryx. Now, if you and your fire team have done enough damage as quickly as possible, you should be able to stagger Oryx. And once you all have staggered Oryx, the 4 platform people have to run to their bombs just like in normal mode. And they're going to have to stand inside of those bombs for around 2 to 3 seconds. And as soon as they get the notification that says that they detonated their bomb, they're going to run back to the middle where the relic holder is and continue doing damage to Oryx. Now, while they're running to the bombs, the people in the middle, who are going to be the floater and the relic holder, instead of trying to do damage to Oryx, they should be trying to take out as many ads as they can. You want to have one person face one direction and the other person face the other direction, and try to take out as many ads as they can, just to help the people who are running to bombs, because there are a lot of ads and it's very easy to die during this part. Now, once all of the platform people have detonated the bombs, obviously they're going to run back to the relic holder just like in normal mode and continue shooting at Oryx. Now, if you were able to successfully detonate all 4 bombs, you should have been able to take around 25% of his health. At that point, Oryx will then back off and return back to his original position, and he will also start to drop bombs on you guys. So after you've taken around 25% of his health, you're going to want all the platform people to run around the platforms, and you're going to want the relic holder and the floater to find different areas to run around as well. You can run around the top of the map or the bottom of the map, or you can just run straight up and down the middle of the map. And you can also jump on the 2 high platforms that are in the middle of the map. You can run back and forth between those as well. But you don't want to try to cross anyone's path, because if you do, then the bomb that's going to be following you can kill one of your teammates. Which reminds me, that's another change that was made to hard mode. If you or one of your fire team members die, you will not be able to be revived, which makes it that much harder to kill Oryx, so you definitely want to try to stay alive. Now, once everyone has ran around their platforms a few times and dodged the bombs that are following them, Oryx is going to reappear in his original position, and you're going to have to repeat the whole process again. You're going to have 3 people jumping on the platforms that don't have the relic above it in a counterclockwise direction. You're going to have 1 person responsible for the relic, and you're going to have the other 2 people acting as floaters, helping kill the ogres and helping to take out the knights. And again, just like in normal mode, you're going to start with the platform that's directly to the left of the platform that has the relic above it. Now, if 2 ogres spawn one directly after another on your side, as soon as you take out both of those ogres, you're going to want to start looking for those knights who are also going to spawn on your side. Again, the main knight you should be focusing on is the knight that's going to be spawning across from you, because that's the knight that's going to be running to your bomb, and it's also a little bit easier to kill that knight, especially if you're using a sniper rifle, and it'll only take 2 sniper headshots to kill him. And if you successfully killed your knight, then you can try to help your teammate kill his knight as well. Again, the floaters in the middle are going to be trying to take out all 4 ogres and help with all knights. And the relic holder is going to be jumping on the invisible platforms all the way around the map until he gets to the relic. And again, if you weren't able to kill your knight and the relic holder has the relic, then you can go ahead and run to the middle, because you should still be able to kill your knight from the middle of the map. Again, I strongly recommend that you jump down from the platforms as soon as he picks up the relic, because there's going to be a ton of ads as well as a hive ship flying through the middle of the map. And again, when you jump down, you're going to want to run to the middle of the map, and you're going to want to have a Titan pop a bubble in the middle of the map to protect you and your fire team members from all of the ads. And if you weren't able to kill your knight, then you can jump down from the bubble and take out your knight from the middle of the map. Now, once the relic holder has used the relic on the vessel of Oryx, he's going to run back to the middle of the map, in which case everybody else needs to join him in the middle of the map and try to help him finish killing the vessel. And just like last time, as soon as you kill the vessel, you want to have everybody focus their attention on doing as much damage to Oryx as they can. As soon as Oryx gets staggered, you're going to have the 4 platform people run to their designated bombs and detonate them. And as soon as you see the notification that says you've detonated the bomb, you're going to run back to the middle and continue doing damage to Oryx. And while the platform people are running to their black orbs, the 2 people in the middle, which is going to be the floater and the relic holder, are going to be taking out the ads instead of doing damage to Oryx. Now, assuming that you all were able to kill all 4 knights and detonate all 4 bombs both times, then Oryx's health should be at or below halfway, in which case, if it is, then you will no longer need to run around your platform and dodge bombs. Instead, what you're going to do is, just like in normal mode, you're going to have people teleported to the Shade of Oryx one by one. Now, if you're one of the people who's teleported to the Shade of Oryx, obviously you're going to try to do as much damage to the Shade of Oryx as you can. And the people who aren't teleported are going to have to take out the knights who are going to spawn on the platforms, and they're going to have to take out the ads that spawn on the left and right side. Now, when it comes to killing the Shade of Oryx, you could use your Touch of Malice, but I would recommend that you either use your sniper rifle or you can use a heavy weapon machine gun. I know it can be done with other weapons, but those are the weapons that I prefer to use. And another change that I noticed during hard mode is that the Shade of Oryx can attack you multiple times every time he comes inside. Every time I played in normal mode, it seemed like when the Shade of Oryx entered the circle, he would only use his sword once, but I noticed in hard mode, he can use his sword multiple times. So if you see the Shade of Oryx entering the circle, your main focus should be trying to jump out of the way and avoid being killed. Because again, if you get killed, there's no revive, and you're most likely going to have to wipe and start over. So again, if you see the Shade of Oryx enter the circle, your main priority is to just try to jump out of the way and try to stay away from him until he exits the circle. And then once he exits the circle, you can then focus on trying to do damage to the Shade of Oryx again. Now, once you all have killed the Shade, everybody's going to be teleported back to Oryx. And as soon as you all get teleported back, you're going to have the 4 platform people run to their platforms. The relic holder is going to run to the platform that's directly to the left of the platform that has a relic above it. You're going to jump on those platforms in a counterclockwise direction. And as soon as you jump on your platform, you're going to want to try to take out the ogres that spawn on your side. Just like the other 2 times, as soon as you kill those ogres, you're going to want to also try to take out the knights that also spawn on your side. And as soon as you've taken out those knights, the relic holder should have the relic, and you're just going to repeat the whole process again. He's going to jump down and use the relic on the vessel. As soon as he picks up the relic, he's going to let everybody know so they can jump off their platforms and go to the middle and hide inside the Ward of Dawn. And then he's going to jump down, use the relic on the vessel, and he's going to meet everybody in the middle. Again, if you weren't able to kill your knight, then as soon as you get into the relic holder's aura, then you're going to want to try to take out your knight then, right before Oryx opens his chest. And obviously, once Oryx opens his chest, you're going to want everybody to try to do as much damage as possible. Again, just like last time, if you were able to do enough damage, it'll end up staggering Oryx. And as soon as he gets staggered, the 4 platform people need to run to their bombs so they can detonate them. And again, while the 4 platform people are running to their bombs, the 2 people who stay behind need to try to take out the ads to make it a little bit easier for the people who are running to the bombs. Once they've detonated those bombs, they're going to return back to the middle and continue shooting Oryx. Now, at this point, if you successfully detonated all 4 bombs 3 times, then his health should be down to around 25%. And you're going to have to repeat the whole Shade of Oryx process again. Whoever gets teleported first is going to try to do as much damage to the Shade as they can. And whoever doesn't get teleported is going to have to stay back and take out the knights that spawn on the platforms, and then take out the ads that spawn on both sides until they get teleported. And obviously, once everybody gets teleported, They need to just focus on trying to kill the shade. And again, keep in mind, whenever the shade enters the circle, your main priority is to just try to stay alive, jump out of the way, and try to avoid getting hit with his sword. And another thing I should probably mention is that you're not going to have all day to kill the shade of Oryx. If you wait too long, you'll end up getting the doxology notification, and it'll end up killing everybody. So you want to try to kill the shade of Oryx as quickly as possible. Once you all have successfully killed the shade, you're going to get teleported back to Oryx. You're going to have to repeat the whole process one more time. You're going to have 3 people jumping on the platforms that don't have the relic above it. You're going to have 2 people acting as floaters, helping to take out the ogres. And obviously, the relic holder is going to be the first person to jump on the first platform, and then he's going to jump on the invisible platforms all the way around the map until he picks up the relic. If you're a platform person and you've already killed the ogres on your side, you're going to want to try to take out the knights that also spawn on your side. And as soon as the relic holder picks up the relic, he needs to let everybody know so they can jump down and avoid being killed by the ads and the ship. All of the platform people are going to meet up in the middle and hide inside a Ward of Dawn while the relic holder jumps down and uses the relic on the vessel. And then once the relic holder has used the relic on the vessel, he's going to meet with everybody in the middle. And from there, you'll either need to take out your knight if you haven't already. And if you have taken out your knight, then you're going to want to help the relic holder take out the vessel. Once you all have taken out that vessel, everybody needs to face Oryx and try to do as much damage as they can. And if they've done enough damage, it'll end up staggering him again. And as soon as he gets staggered, the platform people need to run to their bombs, detonate those bombs. And while they're running to the bombs, the 2 people who stay behind need to try to take out the ads. And again, once they've detonated those bombs, they're going to meet back in the middle where the relic holder is and continue doing damage to Oryx. Now, if you all were able to detonate all 4 bombs all 4 times, then his health should be completely gone at this point. But if for whatever reason you all missed a bomb one of the times, then you're just going to have to repeat that process all over again. You're going to have to get teleported to the shade, you're going to have to take him out, and then you're going to have to jump on the platforms, take out the ogres, take out the knights, and then do damage to Oryx again. But again, if you were able to detonate all 4 bombs all 4 times, his health should be completely gone. And at this point, Oryx is going to go back to his original position. And all you have to do at this point is to shoot him as soon as he opens up his chest and finish him off. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the method that we used. Like I mentioned earlier, I know there's probably a ton of different other methods that I haven't even seen or thought of yet. And if there are any other methods that are easier or faster, then I'll be sure to let you all know in a future video. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to do what you do. I'm A1, thanks for watching.